A couple of weeks ago, I made a video for the top 5 pros of living in Pacific Grove. And in this video, just to be fair, I'm going to be going over the top 5 cons of living in Pacific Grove, California. What's up everyone, Toby Fernie, aka the Teacher Realtor here in Monterey, California. If you are new to the channel, I am a local realtor who lived in Pacific Grove for years and have helped dozens of clients relocate to the area. Personally, I love PG, but it's not for everyone, and in this video I'm going to be breaking down some of the drawbacks of living in Pacific Grove. I've done some videos like this before breaking down the pros and cons of living in Monterey. If you're also considering living in Monterey, check the description below as I've linked those videos and a video comparing Monterey and Pacific Grove if you're considering both locations. While Pacific Grove and Monterey border one another and there are quite a few similarities, there are also some significant differences. If after watching this video and the pros of living in Pacific Grove, if this seems like a place that you'd like to live, be sure to give me a call, send me a text or an email. I'd be happy to help you reach your real estate goals. Likely not a big surprise, but there are some expensive places in California. Monterey County is one of the most expensive counties in California. Outside of, say, Carmel, Pebble Beach, or Big Sur, Pacific Grove is going to have some of the most expensive prices when it comes to real estate in Monterey County. Obviously, this depends on the neighborhood, size, age, and quality of the home. Currently, there are only 12 homes for sale in Pacific Grove. Prices range from $950,000 to $6 million, with a median list price of $1,837,000. PG is a desired neighborhood to live in Monterey County with highly ranked schools. Many of the properties are either oceanfront or walking distance to the ocean. Along with this, understandably comes high real estate prices. There aren't many condominium complexes that you can purchase at, and renting is going to be expensive as well, with rent being often north of $2,000 even for a 1 or 2 bedroom apartment. On the other hand, if you're moving from places like the Bay Area or Los Angeles, you may actually be pleasantly surprised at the cost of real estate. Monterey County in general is one of the cooler climates in California, and there tends to be several microclimates even within Monterey County. Overall, the weather in Monterey County is going to be rather temperate, with temperatures rarely going above 70 degrees or below 50 degrees throughout the year. That being said, towns like Seaside, Delray Oaks, Carmel Valley, and downtown Monterey proper are in what is known as the Sunshine Belt, which are towns that tend to get more days of sunshine than other parts of Monterey County. Places like Marina, Pacific Grove, and even Carmel by the Sea and Pebble Beach tend to get more days of fog. With this fog comes a cooler temperature. I love riding my bike along the Monterey Recreational Trail, and it is interesting and rather cartoonish that on some days, the second that you cross over from Monterey proper into Pacific Grove, a layer of fog and cool wind rolls in and the temperature drops. Today, for example, it was 67 degrees and sunny in Monterey, and it was 61 degrees and foggy in Pacific Grove. 61 degrees certainly isn't bad for February temperatures, and you may actually be looking for a more temperate climate depending on where you're moving from. But there is a noticeable difference in weather between Pacific Grove and some of the other parts of Monterey County. Pacific Grove is a bit of a sleepy town. When I lived in Pacific Grove, there were some nights where I was driving home at 9 or 10 p.m. and I would be the only car that was on the road. The median age in Pacific Grove is 48 years, and there tend to be quite a few retirees in Pacific Grove. Along with this, it seems that places tend to open early and close early. During the week, stores often close before 5 p.m., and that can make it rather difficult to get to those stores if you work a 9 to 5 job. Events and traditions in Pacific Grove, like the good old days and the antique car shows, tend to be during the day. Even on First Fridays, which is the first Friday of the month, the businesses stay open later in downtown Pacific Grove, but they don't stay open that late. There aren't many bars in Pacific Grove to speak of outside of the Monarch Pub. Restaurants tend to close even before 9 p.m. So if you're looking to do something late at night, you may have to drive into Monterey proper. Depending on who you are, you may be looking for a small town. Pacific Grove is quite a quaint town, and one of its nicknames is the last hometown. Pacific Grove has a population of around 15,000 residents. There are plenty of pros of living in a small town, but there are also several drawbacks. This means that there aren't going to be many homes for sale at a given time or places to rent. This in part connects with the high prices of real estate in Pacific Grove. Also, there aren't going to be many options when it comes to restaurants, coffee shops, bars, shopping, or things to do, and you may have to drive to some of those surrounding towns if you're looking to try a new place. The main spot in PG where you can find the commercial area is along Lighthouse Avenue, which is also considered downtown Pacific Grove. And then there is another shopping area where there's a Safeway, Trader Joe's, and some restaurants over by the Pacific Grove Pebble Beach border. Monterey gets over 4.5 million visitors to the county every year. Personally, I think that's pretty awesome and shows that this is a place that is worth living if that many people want to come here to visit on a yearly basis. Of these tourists coming to town, they are primarily going to be staying in Carmel, Pebble Beach, downtown Monterey proper, and Pacific Grove, because this is where the majority of hotels and vacation rentals tend to be. This means that in the summertime or on busy weekends, you're likely going to be waiting in line before getting your cup of coffee. You're likely going to need to think in advance and set up reservations if you're planning to go out to eat on the weekends. PG doesn't often get traffic, and I've never seen traffic as bad in Monterey County as you'll see in places like the Bay Area or Los Angeles. However, there are really only two ways in and out of Pacific Grove: Lighthouse Avenue and 17 Mile Drive. So on busy weekends when there are events like the AT&T golf tournament, or between 8 to 9 in the morning and 4 to 6 in the afternoon, you're likely going to be running into a little bit of traffic getting in and out of Pacific Grove. As I mentioned at the start of the video, I do love Pacific Grove, and it was a bit of a challenge for me to even come up with 5 cons of living in Pacific Grove. If you have any questions about Pacific Grove, are a seller wondering the value of your home in today's market, or are a buyer looking for your dream home in the area, be sure to give me a call, send me a text, or an email at toby.fernie@gmail.com. Like and subscribe. Stay tuned for future content all about real estate and living here in Monterey, California.
Click the icon to subscribe to more content from Living in Monterey, California.